interesting. You were mentioning something about the pill before. I had been on the pill when I was much younger, but then I stopped taking it. I don't remember why I stopped taking it, but I did. But I hear a lot of I've seen a lot of literature about that right now, is that some people are kind of taking a step back from the birth control pill. Do you care to elaborate as to why you're very passionately against the birth control pill?
Girl, we would need another podcast for this. We're gonna have to set up round two for this and just speaking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. So your body releases estrogen predominantly in your ovaries, but some in your adrenals. Your body stimulates these hormones for some in your breast tissue. Your body makes estrogen. So the biggest reason why it is problematic is that when you're on the birth control pill, you are suppressing ovulation so you don't get pregnant. Ovulation is one of the key reasons why women typically live longer than men. It makes your your circulation pump stronger. It makes your bones stronger. It makes your brain sharper. It makes your organs literally, it makes your hormones attached to receptors better throughout ovulation. There is so much literature about the importance of ovulation that women should just look up on their own, and then you go on the pill and that completely suppresses it. It is not natural for our uterine lining to not shed that blood because it's going to build up and then it's not going to shed. That is an unnatural thing to suppress your body from doing. But also, it's the fact that we're taking these synthetic estrogens in, and when we're taking them in, they can get very easily broken down into damaged DNA, into damaged metabolites of estrogen that are privy to not saying they will absolutely cause cancer, but they're a leading cause of your breast, ovarian, uterine cancers is these bad damaged DNA called quinones that are happening mostly from the synthetic forms of estrogen. So I'm not against hormone replacement as a bioidentical for women in their 40s. There's something called out there called pellets, that is going to give women proper, as long as you're going to a proper person, proper provider, that will give your body proper ratios of estradiol, which is your strong, supportive, healthy estrogen, and then forms of testosterone, because women really drop your progesterone as well. They drop in your 40s. So it's not about hormone replacement that's bad. It's about the synthetic hormone replacement that becomes a problem, because quite literally your body's like, well, what are you doing here, dude? I make this. And there's a fraction of women who are like, okay, they definitely need it. But then a lot of women are get scared. Oh, well, I got on this because of PCOS, or I got on this because of endometriosis, or I got on this because of this, that, or my migraines, or my bad PMS, or my acne. And the moral of the story is that, yeah, but it's going to be, if you find yourself anxious and depressed and having gut issues, and feeling almost apathetic, like numb to emotion, yeah, that's the pill for you. And getting off of it and regulating your hormones naturally, you won't have those symptoms. Your fibroids can decrease, really, and your cysts can decrease in size and volume based off of getting on proper diet, understanding food properly, but also getting on proper supplementation and herbs. They have so much power. So we're in a shift right now of, like, it's like modern medicine. I'm not against medicine. Medicine, we want it to save our lives. I'm just not digging the way this is getting pushed onto people, prescribed to people, with like very known, obvious, side effects. If people want more information, there's books, one called Beyond the Pill, one called, I think, Brain on the Pill, Your Brain on the Pill, I think it's called. There's a lot of literature and books on what happens to the female body. It like dramatically takes away B6 and B12, and B6 is a massive cofactor in all things: mitochondria, energy production, hormone balancing, detox pathways of your hormones and the metabolites. It is a massive vitamin that we need, B6. And it just completely strips that away, causes leaky gut. We could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I'm going to end the podcast pretty soon, so I don't hold you hostage. But I would maybe 6 months down the road give you a little break. But I would like to invite you back to talk more about this, because there were so many thoughts that popped up in my head. I was just like, I heard theories about like women being attracted to different kinds of men while on the pill.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said before about it blocks your ovulation phase. Is that what it does? It blocks your
Yeah.
ovulation
Stops you
phase.
from ovulating. Yep.
I would never want to block that phase. That I was just ovulating a few days ago and I just had this, I felt beautiful. I felt sexy. I felt alive. My skin was beautiful. I felt creative. Like I felt horny, like, which is
Yes,
good. I think that's
which
a
is
good
great.
thing.
Which
I
is
think that
great.
means you're healthy. And the idea of not having that, like it just doesn't seem, it just seems like it doesn't seem right to me. I wouldn't want to let that part of being a woman go. And another thing to that point, I wear condoms, and whenever I tell people that, they're like, "Why? Gross." And I'm like, I mean, like maybe if you're in a committed relationship, you can trust, you can do some things to take off the condom or whatever. There's some things you could do, but I don't know, like suck it up, wear a condom. Like that's just how I feel about it. It's like
Yes,
you're, especially if you're in the dating phase and you don't know what STDs somebody might have. I just think you should be wearing one anyways, like for those
correct.
reasons. So it's like I think we need to bring condoms back,
Yeah, yeah. I think that should you should probably just name the podcast that. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Podcast,
kidding.
let's bring the condoms back. I'll not get any subscribers for that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wear a condom. Like I understand
Oh
it's
my
not as
god.
pleasurable, but I just think if that's what it takes. I mean, I'm sure there might be other things. I don't know. Like there might be other, like isn't there the one where the women have something in them? Is that just
Yeah,
as
it's called a
yeah,
diaphragm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I want to just dwell on you. I just want to re-say what you just said. If you're not horny, you are not healthy. You want to be horny during ovulation. You want to feel beautiful and radiant and glowing and skinny and hot and all the things just like you. Think about that. We were designed to attract sperm to fertilize our egg. So we want to feel glowing. That is a part of the way that God created us. It's a part that's the way that we were made. So if you're not feeling these things and you're feeling the opposite and you're not feeling sexually charged during your ovulation window, that is probably a good hormone check. Like, oh, my cortisol is probably constantly chronically high. My hormones are probably super imbalanced. I'm doing something wrong. It's actually a check I do for myself monthly. I pay attention to that. If I don't have those surges, I'm like, okay, I gotta revisit where I was at stress wise this entire month because so I'm not doing something right here. Um, you want to be horny during your phase of ovulation
yeah,
because literally you're trying to attract the sperm to the egg. Your body gets more lubricated. It has a stickiness to your cervical mucus, not to be too gross, to attract the sperm and suck it in to fertilize the egg. So it is
yeah,
really cool the way ovulation works. And also mood and energy wise, you're the most stimulated, you're the most passionate, you're the most on fire for life. This is a good time to
right.
have um business meetings or start a podcast or
Mm.
do your hit trainings or your hard workouts or even have hard conversations with people or in-depth conversations. You're going to feel more social during this time. You're going to feel more, socially stimulated during this time, be around crowds of people. It just makes sense when you think
Yeah,
about it.
it's just such a special part of being a woman, and like I want to keep
Yes.
it. I don't want to get rid of it.
Don't get
Um
rid of it.